Hunting After Dark is sponsored by Feral Texas Outdoors, Thermal and Night Vision Optics. Hey guys, it's Jason Price here with Hunting After Dark and my co-host Justin Rumley, and we have Ryan Rogers here with Rix. We did our last podcast right as Rix was launching all their new scopes with the Leap series, and we are now, that was in late 2023, and now we are in 2024 post-SHOT Show, and we have a bunch more new products coming from Rix this year, and we have a ton, I think, to go over this time. And I think it was awesome that a lot of guys sat there and watched the last episode when you were on, curious about what Rix was all about, and I think you've got a lot now to go from now. I mean,
right.
Products that got out there, people are seeing everything, and tons to go over. I guess the biggest thing is kind of just an update on the Leap. I mean, what are we kind of seeing here for the Leap series now?
Well, I mean, I think last time we were here, what was it, June or July? It was the end of the summer,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, nobody knew about it, and then nobody really knew about it till August at the Hunters Extravaganza shows, and then we finally released them in September, and then I think it just took off. It blew up. I think the word of mouth, people using them, just skyrocketed them. You know, everyone knows that a thermal, it's got to be tried and true and tested, and I think once people found out that, you know, these things seem legit, and then all of a sudden it just blew up.
Took off from there. Yeah.
We're still riding that wave right now. Trying to continue that wave with these new products that we just released at SHOT Show.
I mean, I think the biggest thing was, you know, when these products started getting out there, there's like, are they going to do LRF?
Right.
Which I think you've got good news for them today.
Yeah, we got the LRF.
Go over it.
I mean, it's an attachment, $500. Connects to the Leaps. Doesn't work with the S3 or S2. Fire it up, turn it on. The manual is on the website. So a lot of people have been asking, where's the manual? It's on the website. Turn it on, and then double click that power button, and that'll turn on the visible laser. So then you can line that visible laser up with your reticle, and then lock it down in place.
I mean, I like the mount that's on it, guys. I mean, we have already field tested it, and we took it out. I mean, the Bluetooth connectivity, we never had any issues with it. Justin ran it on an L6, and I mean, when we went through it, I mean, we took that visible red laser, lined it up with the bullseye with our crosshair on our thermal, and it was perfect.
Yeah, I was gonna say it took us, I think, less than 30 seconds to get it all, you know, sighted into our reticle, and once we got that done, we were good to go, and it worked like a charm out there in the field.
I mean, go ahead and tell the story. I mean, you running that LRF, you know, with your L6.
Yeah, I mean, so, you know, we were out in a couple big open fields, and, you know, we had that LRF attachment on there, and it was doing everything we needed to do. I mean, we had a coyote, I think, out to about, 350 yards, and every time I put it on, you know, to range them, had no problem. Picked it right up and displayed the yardage there in the screen for me, and like I said, it took less than 30 seconds to get it lined up, and we were good to go.
What'd you get your first with that unit?
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah, a good old Red Fox. Yeah, Red Fox came sneaking in behind us, and that was it.
Wasn't that his birthday or something?
Yeah, I think that was that night of December 2nd. Yeah, he come running in, and that was it. I was going to let him go. I thought it was another gray fox, but Red Fox, and thank God we shot him.
Yeah, I said that LRF was on. You're sitting there ranging him. We were getting him in close. I mean, he came in real close, but it was nice to have that LRF to kind of know how close he was coming in.
I mean, because as everybody knows, them any fox, they look small in the scope. I mean, so knowing how far you're shooting is pretty helpful, especially when it comes to the fox.
Well, it's like I was already kind of suspicious because we were looking at the range. He was sitting in so close, and being able to tell the distance of how far we were. I was like, this is going to be something good. This is going to be a massive gray, or it's got to be a red. I just had that sneaking suspicion, and walking up and just being red as can be. It was
really
pretty cool. I mean,
Pretty
you know, then we go out there and we go field test these products, and you always kind of run across something kind of fun, and that's why I wanted Justin to tell a story. It's just like the LRF, you know, it's going to make opportunities, I think, for you, having that as an add-on to the Leap. Guys that already have their Leap scopes, being able to add that capability to that, and just being able to go out there, because everyone wants to know it. You know, how do you range things at dark? You know, how does that work out? You know, I have no depth perception running thermal. Right. I mean, $500 add-on now to your Leap, and
it's definitely worth it. Yeah. Definitely worth it.
It does run on a CR123. We did use rechargeable CR123 batteries. with that laser rangefinder and didn't have any problems. So you won't be throwing away CR123 batteries, guys. Worked perfect for us. I mean, we used different brands and things, but it wasn't like it was real picky about it. So
Yeah, just make sure they're 3.7, not 3.0.
yeah, because it'd be under voltage. Yeah. So no, LRF is awesome. I do like the way they all did the arm. I mean, it's there's no like latches or anything like that. I mean, it's just tightened down, and that was an awesome way to go. You can just tighten those suckers down. I mean, you don't even need like the tool. I mean, you can sit there and go run a coin or your key and tighten that sucker down. If for some reason something came loose, you didn't need anything. You don't need Allen screws or anything like that. Allen wrenches with you in the field. You can sit there and get something flat and be able to tighten that sucker back down if something was to get them loose. So I do like that design on where those nuts are, and that thing's awesome on the LRF. But I think that was probably just kind of a sidebar on all these things is kind of upgrading what you guys already have. But I think that the launch of you guys launching the smaller scopes here has got a lot of interest. We are getting a lot of calls on your Storm here.
Right.
The Storm S3 and the S2.
Mm-hmm. So you got the 256. What is it? The S2? S3?
Yep. This is S3 here.
256, 384 S3. Just our new small compact model. Runs on the 18650, just like everything else. Menu options, super easy to go through the menu. I mean, I don't know what y'all thought about it, but every time I use this, I mean, it's
a very simplistic menu.
It's super easy to navigate.
Very simple.
Because everything's got a picture on it inside there, and it tells you what you're clicking on, what you're doing. I ran it the other night with gloves, and I could feel where everything was at night.
I mean, even the pictures on the scope, if you did need to turn on your phone onto it or something real quick, I mean, the symbols on it are very easy to see and they're raised. So, I mean, even if you needed to look at the scope on top for a second just to get orientation, I mean, this is pretty easy to navigate most of this. Yeah,
it's very
it's not super complicated. I know everybody always asks about mounts. Y'all do have y'all's quick detach mount on there, that QD mount. This is the final product one.
Yes, that's the final product one.
Where it's got a locking latch on there, and then battery compartment system. So I think the biggest seller for you guys was that everyone liked the Leap series is running those 18650 batteries, and $20 battery. That was it. You run the flat tops on the S's on the Storms.
Make sure you're running flat tops with these.
Yep. So flat tops, so you can complete the battery compartment there, and then it is in line with this. No recoil issues that we've run across anything with the battery compartment. It does hold it in there very tight. So we've shot a bunch of stuff with this unit already. So the Storms, they've been great. We're going to be going out there and getting some more footage with the S2. I think we're going to finish up the S3 tonight. And I can say that it's definitely been interesting. I mean, that audio on these, I can tell you guys, watch what you say when you're recording with your Storm, because this microphone will pick up anything.
I like the audio on these.
Yeah, and what's nice is it doesn't pick up like the ambience, you like messing with it or you moving the scope. It's just very, very good audio just in the surrounding area. So it does have some dampening things around like what it's not like it's picking up button touches and everything else like that. It's more of picking up sounds that are around you. Like you're going to hear the WAPs guys. You're going to hear your caller. I mean, you're going to hear those things, and you're going to hear your buddies, you guys all talking. And the reason we kind of mentioned that is because we kind of have a funny story. Cassidy here with Rix went out hunting with us for her first time, and she super excited. I'll try to decide if we're going to include those in some videos later or not, and not try to embarrass her too much. But super excited, picking up the audio. You hear all of us cheering her on, and you hear her whopping pigs, and you hear them out there squealing. I mean, she was on them. She was excited, and it was really, really cool to go out there and be able to capture video with a scope, get the audio and everything, be able to share those memories with folks, because this is an $1,800 scope. The S3 is $1,800. I believe the S2 we're looking at that $1,000, just under $1,000 for the S2.
$1,099.
$1,099.
Yeah, so just over $1,000, I guess.
Yeah, make sure I don't mess it up. Yeah, as I said, don't make sure I don't mess that S2 up. So $1,100, $1,800, guys. So that's where you are with the Storms, having audio, video, Wi-Fi streaming capabilities with these, and then also that battery system's really easy to use that we were kind of showing here. But you're gonna be able to capture those memories. I mean, that's something that we're sitting there talking to Cassidy about. It's like, you're going to have these. We're going to, share these videos to where people are going to be able to have their first kills. Beginner hunters, think about your kids, think about your wives, hunting buddies, whoever you're out there with, being able to capture those and keep those. And you're not spending a huge amount. I mean, yes, everyone could always jump up to the L6 and spend $2,300, but
L3.
The L3 and go up to the $2,300. Yeah, y'all got to watch me today. I got to sit here and watch. I'll be giving you deals.
All the Feral Texas deals.
Yeah, I'll be giving you L6s for $2,300 over here. Which L6 is $3,800 thermal, guys. But the L3,
Give it a couple calls in.
Yeah. So they're gonna get me.
I'm gonna call. Try to get me one for that price.
Looking for a deal over here at Feral Texas Outdoors. So, but no, I would say that these are going to be interesting this year for 2024. I think you got a great price point. You got a lot of benefits here to this unit. 3.5 base magnification on both units, and then they go to 7 and then to 14, and then they cycle back. If you are wanting some more zoom options in between, I do recommend going up to the L3. Go up to the L3, do get a little upgrade because you have a ton of options of zoom, whether that be through the optical piece in the magnifier and the eyepiece, or that be in the digital zoom that is on the L3 and also the L6. Running with those, even though they're not as compact, they do have, I think, a lot more zoom options with those. But $1,800. I think this is you guys want something nice, lightweight. We had guys coming in last night. We had a big event last evening. We had guys coming in just saying how super lightweight they were.
Right.
Yeah, super lightweight. They were even thinking about
0.9 pounds.
Yeah, so
just under a pound.
Yeah, so they were sitting there thinking about thinking about handheld type use, and then also buddy guns, things like that. Is I think what a lot of these guys are looking at that, and then we do have some first time guys that are looking to see videos with the S3 and the S2 and just kind of see what that looks like. But so that's going to be exciting here for us, and still to come. I mean, we're just about out of S3s ourselves just in the first launch. I mean, people were really, really excited about the S3s, and we keep getting calls about S2s. We're not quite ready just yet, but we got one here that we're going to go out there and field test and then start getting those out there to people. But what else do we have?
Well, I guess we'll move on to the next one is the ST6 here, our new helmet-mounted handheld binocular. One base mag.
Mm-hmm.
Super easy to use. I mean, it's got 3 buttons on it, all your different color palettes. Record. No audio, though, on this one.
Yeah,
no audio on this.
But I was surprised you actually did Wi-Fi streaming on it, though.
Yeah, Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so it has the Wi-Fi connections. I can pull the videos off and then stream it. I mean, I was kind of surprised that it had that capability when we were messing with it the other day. Mm-hmm. And I think it's kind of nice because if you think about some of these guys think about setups and stuff, when you look at that ST6, you could be helmet mounting that, looking around, and someone else could actually be seeing what you're seeing, looking around, scanning.
Right.
So there's not a lot of units out there that'll do that. They'll have that capability to Wi-Fi stream from a helmet-mounted type unit. I mean, whether you're stalking somewhere or you're driving, navigating, whatever it may be, I think there's some interesting parts in that as well. But once again, 18650 battery.
18650 battery.
Old faithful.
That's another thing about it is the lightweightness of what everybody talks about.
Yeah, with the ST6 here, I mean, as far as helmet mounting things, we do helmet mount stuff here. I didn't pull it out here, but I am going to do a video later when we do the ST6 review video, is thinking about running dual setups. We are getting a lot of calls running dual setups. This would actually be something perfect for you. They do have a dovetail slider that they include with this, but there are dovetails. We'll definitely be able to help guys out that get units here at Feral Texas Outdoors. We'll be able to help you get you a dovetail piece if you are wanting to run dual setups. Just give us a call, and we can definitely get you set up with that. But running it matched up with, I think, some of the products that are available, like a PG25 or a Jerry 14, they're super lightweight as well to match up with these. And I think we're going to do that in a video later, just to show some of these dual setups of how that work with night vision and thermal in helmet setups. But I mean, I think a lot of guys also are picking these up just because they're small. They're small, 640,
small,
25 millimeter handhelds.
Lightweight. I mean, the picture quality on them, I mean,
It's
I'd add some.
Yeah, no,
That's
it
fun.
is.
To
It
this
is.
video,
It
for
is
sure.
really good. With competing products and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
this one for $3,000. I mean, this is gonna. I mean, we were already sold out, guys. I mean, Always already sold out of these. I mean, they were very, very popular already, just right off the bat. I mean, at the price point, but also the image quality was great. A lot of options with them, and of course there is a focus ring here in the front for near and far guys. So if you are looking at something like that, just know it is not a fixed focused unit. It's not a fixed base mag. You do have digital zoom, different palettes, and you had some like wild colored palettes in this one. Like
Yeah.
the one that was like the edge and the red and
Get
some
the
other
edge
things
texture,
too.
I think the red's in there.
But you still got your traditional white hot and black hot. So there are some extra things on here. But they do have a slider in here. They do have a dovetail slider, so you can put that into your standard helmet mount, guys. Already right out of the back, go left eye, right eye. You can do that. So just know you do have the options of that. But then we can always help you set up. But just as a small compact handheld, I mean, we're sitting there throwing that into pockets and things like that, and be able to run around jacket pockets and everything. But that being said, there's also another handheld.
Lead you
I
straight
wonder
to it.
what it's called.
Yeah. What could it be?
It's the Pocket. The Pocket K2. This is just one of those scanners that's it's a $500 scanner, and it's gonna do what you want it to do. It's the inexpensive scanner, so you're not breaking the bank, but you just want something to be able to scan out there to see a hot image, hot target, and then jump onto your scope and try to figure out what that is.
I mean, you get calls all the time. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't need anything expensive. I just like, where does something that I can buy that I can see something warm? I don't care if it's a blurry dot coming to me. I just need to see something warm because I'm going to get on the
heat.
gun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They just
I'm
want
gonna
to pick up heat. That's it.
You're going to get on the gun.
Yeah.
And for a $500 handheld, I mean, that thing's great. I mean, literally called the Pocket. It definitely does fit in your pocket.
Pocket K2.
It is very durable, guys. It can definitely take a 5-foot drop.
We found out
Verified.
yesterday evening.
Yes,
Verified.
we did firsthand experience testing here at Feral Texas Outdoors of dropping the
say,
pocket
I don't
from
even think
a
there's a
display
mark on
shelf
it.
straight into the concrete.
Wasn't on purpose, but things do happen.
Actually, whose fault was it?
I don't know. I won't mention no names. I won't leave no trace behind on this one.
It's Justin's girlfriend.
Yeah.
But no, it definitely take a hit and be able to go out there in the field. I don't think it's going to be a problem for anybody, but we do get those phone calls. I think there's actually something that's really cool on here that I don't think that everybody always talks about, but there is a slider here to cover up your sensor. So if you are getting into dusty environments and things, you can cover this thing back up. You don't have to worry about something like this where you're trying to get the rubberized deal. These get broken off sometimes and ripped off. This is already set to go to cover this lens up and protect your stuff long term.
Cover it up, throw it in your backpack.
Yeah. I mean, you're not worried about it getting scratched, things like that. It does have it where you can, it does have that 1/4 screw there where you can thread that thing in there, run it on tripod, run on different little setups, things that are threaded. You can run that and put this on there. I mean, I was surprised that you guys still have the recording capability as well on this one. So it does even record if you do have things kind of up close that are coming in. And we get a lot of observation, guys. And I will not poke fun at anybody when I make these comments. We do get. I'm serious about it. There's guys out there. The Sasquatch hunters, the ghost hunters, the preppers. I mean, you think about this in the go bag.
They got something to throw in there and pull out real quick if they think they see Sasquatch.
Yeah, they're ready to go, man. I said, you guys, these Sasquatch hunters.
There he is over there. No, pull it out.
And
Pull
it is the perfect blurry image for you to be able to post everywhere when you record.
Yeah.
No. Great image quality here. One thing that I was surprised is that the refresh rate was actually 50 hertz.
It's got a decent image on it.
Yeah, I mean, moving it, scanning it back and forth. I mean, sometimes when you run across 256 units like these, they usually are about 30 hertz refresh rate, 25. Some guys that had some old Filler Scouts, or what was that little crappy one that Leopold had? That Leo Tracker or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys were talking about how much lag there was. They just couldn't keep up. But that
was
one,
bad.
yeah.
It was real bad.
So for $500, I mean, you got one with a 50 hertz refresh rate. I mean, I think that, as far as motion and things moving in the field, that thing is great.
And it runs off 18650 batteries.
But I say, I was going to miss it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And this
18650.
and there's still flat tops on the pocket.
Same thing, yeah. Flat tops on those.
Flat top 18650s. Now we kind of keep mentioning the batteries and things like that because guys do have other batteries. We just kind of make sure everybody kind of knows what battery types that they do run. But Rix is including these batteries, so you do get 2 batteries. So just don't think that you're not getting any batteries with these. But guys that want spares or replacements, just kind of mention that so everybody knows. I like the rubber eye cup on it. I like that you kind of have that rubberized eye cup. Sometimes when, you have some of these smaller handhelds and stuff that you don't have that rubberized eye cup. And so I think that's pretty comfortable being able to use that. There's your battery change. There is a little diopter here for the eye focus, just in case different prescriptions. We had some older guys over here yesterday that were that you can play with that and be able to perfectly work fine on that unit. So what else are we missing here? What else is new for Rix here? Ooh. Besides this, this is a lot. You launched all these products here at SHOT Show, a whole new line to set up outside of the Leap. But what other things we got here in the future probably here for Rix?
Probably nothing I can touch on right now.
He's
you gotta keep it a secret.
Under lock and key, word of death
Jason's
over
been trying
here.
to get it out of me like every day this weekend. What's new?
Put them in a corner, pressure them.
So we are a post-SHOT Show. So most everything, is going to be launching, launches around that time. But, we are going to come up into a little lull here going into summertime. And then, things kind of start coming out, right up there closer to fall. So we'll be excited to see what Rix has here for the future for us. But I said there are a ton of options right now. I think, it is kind of getting towards the tail end of hunting season for a lot of guys. Some guys are still kind of getting gear, towards postseason. They're kind of thinking, get things now because, the rush happens there in the fall. And a lot of guys sometimes, can't get product because everyone else has bought everything up when everyone gets out in the deer blinds and they get out there hunting, and then things get a little harder to find. So I think the summertime's always, it's kind of one of those deals where I think it's always easier for you guys to buy in the summertime, where they don't have issues getting products and things like that.
Yeah,
but
it's a little bit easier.
But, it never happens that way. It never happens that way. But people can always come by here, come by and see me and Justin here and Jessica over at the shop. And you can come by and look at these products firsthand, and you can come by and see these. We are located in Central Texas, about halfway between Austin and Waco here at Feral Texas Outdoors. We always have these things in stock, but this new launch, man, we got wiped out on a lot of stuff for y'all's new launches, but they will be here. You guys gonna make some summertime trip plans. You down here in Texas, come by and see us and come see these things. Check out all the new Rix products. We actually had to do a brand new display for Rix because we did not have room for all of your new products you released. So now they have a nice new fancy display in here, a section all just for Rix and Rix products here. But I still say flagship, the Leap. You guys have been really good about, and this is something I kind of forgot to mention earlier, is like you guys have been really good about updates. And I'm not one that traditionally always does updates with my phone, but you guys in your app, it works really well. I have an original Leap 3, the Leap L3, and I have an original L6. My units from the very beginning, these prototypes, they changed a lot since my prototypes to the ones that are out there right now, I can still update my units.
Yeah.
So, I can still update those units, and it works via the app. You initialize the update via the scope. It's nice that you guys are running those updates, and you've been taking a lot of user feedback.
Well, I need to mess with it myself, but we've been traveling. I feel like I've been traveling for an entire month lately.
Oh yeah, your show circuit hopefully is all over now.
Yeah, middle of January to February 18th now. So it's at least a month that I've been traveling. I've been in the office like 2 or 3 days out of this past month.
Nothing wrong with that.
But I think they're doing. You can go to the website now and do the update through your computer. Plug the scope straight into the computer and do it that way as well. If you're not going to do it on the app. Yeah,
because I think a lot of guys, it's always guys are kind of where the point where the phone is the king. That is the thing. They want the device. Yeah. I don't want to go out to pull the computer out. I want to go out to go hook it up.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that's just one of those things that has been convenient that you guys have done is having that accessibility for those updates. It tells you, it tells me, that there's a new update available, and it actually tells you what they updated. It's like I had one today that says there was some bug fixes on something. I was like, okay, that's great. You fix a couple bugs. And I've seen one where it says, where we added LRF, it's like LRF was added to the app to where you could update your scope for the LRF edition to older scopes, leaps that were initially launched that can still be updated. So, I mean, that was kind of cool to see that and that was capable.
Well, the scope that I run is one of the first 20 produced.
The OG, man, the
OG. I still run that. I've had that since April of last year.
Oh yeah, and it's still kicking.
Yeah, so
still works great.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I updated for the LRF, for the original prototypes units and be able to run the LRF. And there's one thing I did forget to mention, since I did mention about the LRF here update, is that I do like this. This is something that's going to be, I think, a little bit unique, is that, most units out there, they actually have like a little box.
Yeah.
And you guys, what we did in our, our prototype testing, and something that we found out that we did not know we were really going to like, but we actually like that you just line it up with your crosshair. You don't have to come off target to range and then pull your crosshair back
and then
up.
Back on target, yeah.
Yeah, having it lined up with the crosshair, because light's a straight line.
And so we've had a lot of talk about, like, if your scope's here, your laser rangefinder's here, so scope's here, and it's like a different distance, and you're lining this up with your reticle, is that somehow going to cross each other at some point? And we had our MVGs out and basically looked at the visible laser out to almost 500 yards, and it was still
straight and in
like
line,
pretty much right where your crosshair was. So
yeah, I mean, I think that's
going to be a concern.
I think it's going to be a perfect shooting situation that, being lined up on the crosshair, because you're not having to look off target. You're not having to come off target. So think about running shots. You're like, okay, coyote's blowing in here. They're at their 500 yards, 400 yards, 300 yards, 200 yards. At what point are you going to try to get them to stop? Do you want them to come all the way in? Do they get hung up all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Those coyote, I think, the laser rangefinder is great, I think, for coyotes the most, out of these situations.
Something that's got some distance. It's always, it's hard to bring them in, but, because your typical shot's going to be 100, 150 yards, just depending on where you're at and, how particular those coyotes are.
And so, everybody knows how it is. You get that one last second broadside shot.
Yeah, and that's it.
Is
that's
he 200?
All you get sometimes.
Yeah, is he 200? Is he 250?
Here, we'll find out. Shoot, dang it! Oh, he's 400.
Before you go dusting the ground, I think it's nice that you know how it is with this guys. I mean, I keep saying this, but it's just a millisecond difference. Yeah. That millisecond difference of coming off and going back on, be able to know what that range is and make those split second decisions when they're giving you the one last little look here. And that could be coyote on the ground, coyote running away. I think it's
watching them run.
And it's like, I can't tell you how many coyotes I've missed where they literally have turned back on themselves moving because I didn't pull the trigger quick enough. And it's just we sit there and I'm like initiating the trigger pull as they go to turn, and I'm just right where their chest was.
Yeah.
And it happens so many times. To just they're such quick animals. They're quick coming in. They make split second decisions themselves. And I guess to say like something like that with LRF that's going to be able to be in tune and in line with that's going to make a big difference for guys that are wanting to shoot kind of longer range coyotes. I think that's going to be a big deal. But then again, all the pig hunters down here, how far do I got to stalk and walk to go get to these pigs?
Yeah, we got some lazy guys down here. They want to know how, are they 200? We'll shoot from here. So they need that rangefinder to know.
Yeah. Is it 1,000 yards? I think we'll take a buggy up to about 400 yards.
Yeah, it's crazy what you hear.
Before we go shutting things off. I mean, big pigs, little pigs out here, they all kind of want to know, hey, how big one is it out there? Begin to know what that range is. But I want to thank Ryan here for joining us today. He's always awesome. Every time he comes down, we go take him out hunting, and he comes out and hunts with us. He is a crack shot always. And see, I'm not going to talk any trash. See, I wasn't going to bring up some of the stuff that happened. See,
what happened?
So we were over there messing with Ryan's gun, throwing on a suppressor on his gun and getting him all off, and he was getting so mad at us. He got to find out his gun was a little off once you put that suppressor on there.
And we started hitting.
Yeah, I'll say if you want a real badass, is someone that can compensate for a 1 foot drift to the left while making running shots. He can still do it.
I was still hitting him with the 1 foot drift.
Once he realized what was going on, he was still out there hitting stuff. And as I said, he's always fun to hunt with, guys. He is one of these guys that he goes out there, he fields tests the product. He's just not the little salesman running around all over the country. I mean, he goes out there with us. I know he runs with around with other folks across the nation. That's okay. We're not gonna get mad about it. But we made sure to brand him this time though on his forearm. So
Yeah.
Can't forget about that.
he's got a Feral Texas tattoo.
He's
on
leaving
there.
it on. He's going to tattoo shop right after this to get the real thing.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So we
We haven't
were
worked
messing
out
with
the
him.
sponsorship dollars yet.
Yeah. It's like his sleeves here. You know, it's gonna be like NASCAR for you done. You know, who wants to go hang out with Ryan here with Rix? But no, it's always a blast testing all these new products that they have, and you know, always have a great time out getting on animals and going out there. But you know, I do think it does speak volumes to reps that do get out in the field, go out there and work with the products. I do think it's one of those things where you and I get to talk about it. You know, like maybe we should change this, maybe we should do this.
Yeah.
You do have your product testers and things out there, but you do work with your dealers, and then you still get out there yourself, making sure that you know you're making a quality product.
Right.
And I think, you know, you've always say things that not always the most popular, you know, to the higher ups sometimes. And but he does relay that information, guys. So if you call Ryan, you get him over at Rix. He always is one that's going to give you a straight answer on things, and I've always appreciated that from the beginning. And so enjoy doing business here with you in the future. And I'm always just curious, you know, to see what's coming out. And he is just not going to tell me what is coming out here.
He's just going to
I'll try to
smile.
squeeze it out of him over here. But I think they have great things here coming in the future, guys. You guys are going to have Justin close us out here.
Yep. Be sure to check us out on Instagram and Facebook at Hunting After Dark. Check out our website at huntingafterdark.com or send us an email at huntingafterdarkpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Jason.